ことなんて忘れた方がマシさ。これ以上しゃれてる時間はない。何がこの空に届くのだろう。だけど明日の予定もわからない。無限大な夢の後の何もない世の中じゃそうさ愛しい思いも負けそうになるけど、ステージがしないイメージだらけの頼りない翼 これ以上しゃれてる時間はない何がこの空に届くのだろうだけど明日の予定もわからない無限大な夢の後の何もない世の中じゃそうさ愛しい思いも負けそうになるけどステージがしないイメージだらけの頼りない翼でもきっと飛べるさ Oh my love
What's going on, everyone? All right, give me a second. I'm organizing my desk right now because I got all kinds of stuff, and we'll be switching on in about a minute. All right. Welcome, everyone. Less than a minute, we're gonna get going. Just finishing up organizing some stuff on my end. Hello, everybody. Can y'all believe it's Friday? Even though it's been like 3 months since the last live stream we had. Ooh, look at all those layers. Okay, so all I have left, so what we have left to do today, which will be the final session of this, is the War Greymon, Metal Garurumon, and Omnimon up here, up on the top left. I had drafts of them done, but I don't like how they came out, so I'm actually going to be redoing War Greymon, Metal Garurumon, and Omnimon. That's why I have their sketches out right now. That shouldn't take too long. So this stream expected to be like probably 6 to 10 hours, right? This will be the final session, but we still got a bit of work to do. So on top of War Greymon, Metal Garurumon, and Omnimon, I'm almost done. I have Diaboromon back here. Again, this is another one of those characters that I had to kind of readjust. So we're gonna finish Diaboromon first. And then the platform that the Digidestin are standing on, I have to finish that, but that's just like geometric shapes. It's gonna be a solid white color. It's gonna be the only section in the drawing that is actually using pure white. Everything else that I'm like white sections on the Digimon bodies, I'm actually using a gray on that. Anyway, hey. What's going on, everybody? It's been a minute. Let me know. Can everyone hear me okay? Does everything sound all right? Is it coming out of both speakers, both earbuds, not just like the left side or something. I haven't streamed in a while, so I don't know. Who knows if my setup even is looking or sounding right. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that feedback. So first thing we're gonna do is finish Diaboromon over here. I had to redesign him. So just to let you know, the line work to this was actually all done some time ago. But after sitting on that for like 2 weeks while I was coloring it, there were some Digimon that actually went back and shuffled around and were redrawing. So Diaboromon, Metal Garurumon, and Omnimon are definitely the four that we're gonna be doing today. Coloring that, and then we're gonna fix the floor that the Digidestin are standing on, and then I'm actually gonna be fixing the eyes. I'm gonna be coloring the eyes a certain way. I have a particular style that I want to do the eyes for each Digidestin. And then after that, we're just going to check for dead pixels. For those who don't know what that is, like when you're working on a really big project, if you like zoom in really far, because I'm using the paint bucket to color most of these. Sometimes you'll find like empty pixels that your paint bucket just didn't catch, right? So I'm actually gonna go around and check all of that, and then we're just gonna merge everything, check out all the colors, and then do a little color correction, and then that'll be it. Yeah. What? Oh, did I hear? I read that as Diddy's here. I'm like, what? That's not what we need right now. The last Ronin comics game already. No way. Who's gonna be making that? Like, who's gonna take a risk on that? Like, by risk, I mean like that doesn't sound like something a mainstream company would like pour millions of dollars into. Oh, Paramount. Oh. So I've been working on this drawing for 2 months now. Not like the first month was not super hardcore. I was kind of just doing on and off. It was only like the past 3 or 4 weeks have I been like super hardcore. Like I don't even see my wife anymore. Like we're like glorified roommates at this point. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing her again when this is all done. I had a convention in Hawaii, 2 weeks ago, Kawaii Con. Luckily, I had my mobile Cintiq and I brought that with me, and I did a lot of the coloring while I was there. But yeah, this has been. This one took a lot more work than I was expecting. I was anticipating like 5 weeks of work, similar to the Yu-Gi-Oh piece. No, this one took a lot more work than I thought. I mean, they always take more work than you anticipate, but I was taken back by how much time this piece took. For those who don't know, Digimon is one of my absolute favorite like things, like ever. I used to be a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, so that's kind of why when I did the Yu-Gi-Oh drawing, we had so much fun with it. And Pokemon is Pokemon, but we don't talk about Digimon a lot, right? Digimon was like, I think it, because Pokemon was like when I was in 3rd grade when Pokemon came to the US, and yeah, I was in 3rd grade when Pokemon came to the US, and I hung around with that all the way up until when Digimon came out. So then I was still into Pokemon at the time, but I think because I was a teenager and I like fit the demographic like right exactly for what Digimon was trying to do, and yeah, I was like hardcore about it. They used to have, I don't know if the website is still up, but they used to have a website with like the expanded Digimon stuff where it's like For those who don't know, outside of the show, there's a lot of Digimon. There's like a lot of Digimon. There's like hell of Digimon. I used to just sit there and just go through all the different Digimon that were interesting to me. Well, if anyone is interested in picking up the pre-order to this print, to my online shop right now. That's the discounted pre-orders, and the discount lasts for a week, and then it'll go back to the regular price after that. But yeah, I think if I know that they have the new Digimon card game, but like the original Digimon card game that came to the US, I think had that been better, had it not sucked so bad, I think I would have clung on to Digimon a lot longer. But it's because that game sucked so bad. I didn't really. Okay, Digimon World, the PlayStation game. I'm not gonna lie, I suck at that game. I was that guy who always got Numamon. And then Digimon World 2, when you're riding around in the little beetle, that fucking game, dude. Fucking. If anyone hasn't played that game, it's the most, like, you talk about like Destiny being grindy. It's the most grindy game that's ever been made. I'm not gonna go into the specifics of how the game works and how Digivolution works on that, but if you know how it works, I think you could agree it's probably the most grindy game that's ever been made. It's crazy. I mean, we got like 10 hours, so I can like touch on it. So with Digimon World 2, you capture Digimon from dungeons similar to like Pokemon. You're recruiting them, right? But then they have a cap to what evolution level they can get at, and then what power, like what their level can be at. And the only way to heighten their cap is to take 2 of your captured Digimon, DNA digivolve them together, and then when you DNA them together, it takes stats from both of them, and then it's like +1, and then it gives you a rookie Digimon at level 1. So you have to retrain it again, capture somebody else, and eventually with those 2 hit the ceiling, get the DNA them to get anyway. Well, that's the problem with Digimon World 1 is even if you successfully got a Greymon, or if you were able to get like an ultimate, or like say you got an Andromon or something, right? They have a lifespan. They'll die eventually just through the passage of time. Anyway, so my point was, had Digimon did not have a good card game, and they did not have any good video games. So that's why I transitioned more into like Yu-Gi-Oh, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh playing, because I enjoy the Digimon anime more than the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. But the Pokemon video games are better than Digimon games, and of course, Yu-Gi-Oh card game is, well, that's just better than everything. Speaking of cards, my wife recently expressed interest in learning how to play the Pokemon TCG. So I went ahead and ordered us the Battle Academy pack. It's like 3 baby starter decks. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I haven't played the Pokemon TCG in a hot minute. Does anyone here play the new? I say new. It's been out for a few years. The Digimon TCG. It's not a deck building. I think it's just a battle game. I have a buddy who he sells cards for a living, and he said that it's really fucking good. So one of the reasons I didn't stream the process to this, I recorded the entire drawing process to this drawing, by the way, which I will be editing down together into a time lapse, right? It's all in 4K too, which is pretty sweet. Like when I stream, I can't stream in 4K, but when I record, I could record in 4K. That's pretty sweet. One of the reasons I chose not to stream this one is because, like, look how slow we're moving right now, just because I'm talking to y'all. I was like, I didn't want to get slowed down while I was doing this. But we're at the last bit of it, so I was like, okay, we can stream and have some fun and kind of celebrate that we're finishing this up. Also, it's my birthday in a few days. I'm not gonna say exactly when, but yeah, pretty sweet. Ooh, I forgot to ping the Discord. I told the Discord that I was gonna ping everyone when we go live. It is actually kind of early. We were supposed to come on at 10 p.m. It's only 9:50 p.m. my time. I had it took me a while to determine who I wanted in the back here. Was it going to be Apocalypse or Diaboromon, right? Because I'm like, well, Apocalypse, he's who he is, but Diaboromon is he's from the movie, so he's automatically better, right? But considering I had to think about the parallels on both sides, because obviously Omnimon had to be on the top left, right? So I was just like, well, just for the sake of like parallel and the composition, I was like, oh, it just has to be Diaboromon. I was kind of happy with either one, but people talk down on the US version of the Digimon movie. But I think it's fun. For those who don't know, the US version of the Digimon movie was actually comprised of 3 separate standalone movies that were released at different times over in Japan. And when Digimon was really popular in the US, they're just like, yo, we need to make a movie. But here in the US, we don't release like 40-minute movies in theaters. But over in Japan, they'll screen like the very first portion of that movie, which is Tai and Kari, where the original Bodamon comes through and turns into Greymon, and him and Parrotmon fuck shit up. That was just a standalone movie that came out. well, it's during like like a film festival or something, but like um the whole series was made because how good that was. And then they retroactively added that to like the canon of the show. But my point is, in the US version of the Digimon movie, that is like an unrelated thing, but they made it connect to like the other two. Anyway, it was it's a fucking mess. But considering that they had like three movies from like essentially three different seasons, three different series, they found a way to kind of weave it together in like a Frankenstein narrative. I think that's pretty okay. I think that's all right. The soundtrack to the English Digimon movie is so good. Not like oh, this is good for like Digimon music. No, I'm like the songs in it are just really good. The songs that they introduced in the second season. Yo. How's it? Ayo, how's it going? Flavored, what's going on? Digimon Adventure is one of your favorite anime series when I was a kid. Yeah, it's one of my favorite now. Did anyone try watching the 2020 reboot or remake or whatever you want to call it? The 2020 Digimon Adventure? I tried watching it. I didn't really care for it. I was just like it's like they didn't I don't know, they didn't really do anything new. They just kind of did all the old things but faster. Oh hey, what's going on? Thanks for coming through at Kawaii Con. That's so cool. Yeah, it's a small world, right? Um Hope everything's going well on your end. I hope I can get back into Kawaii Con next year. That show is super hard to get into, but it's so much fun. And sales are really good. I mean, what were we talking about? I was talking about something. Oh, the Digimon 2020. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. It just seemed kind of pointless to me. I was like, we've seen all this. There's like, and it's like everything that you like, just not done as well. I would argue, the animation isn't even that much better. Like, like, like this is like 20 years later, and it still doesn't look any better. Like, let me pull up a Diaboromon reference. Forgot what his feet look like. Keep yourself busy with both your day and night shifts. Decided to join the stream. Ah, thanks for coming through. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you all coming by. Even if you're just stopping by to say hi. I know I haven't streamed in a few like months, which is really horrible, but yeah. Also, if anyone is gonna go to TwitchCon over near Amsterdam in June, I'll be there. I have an artist table for that one. Yeah, so this is what one of the things that kept me from doing, because you know how I have the every Pokemon drawing. One of the things that kept me from doing Digimon was for some reason I couldn't decide how to do it. I was just like, where do I draw the line, right? Because with Pokemon, I was like, oh, it's just whatever every Pokemon that's out. But as somebody um who knows about like the expanded Digimon universe, I know how many Digimon there are, and I was just like, hell no, that's way too many characters. Um, so I decided I was like, okay, well, what if I just say season one, and then the movie, right? Have a finite time frame, then that will give me a finite amount of characters. And once I decided, because this drawing is just season one, plus the movies, the uh, the season zero Digimon Adventure movie, and then the our War Game uh, movie. So it's almost good that I waited this long to do a Digimon collage, a Digimon masterwork, because I there was a lot. This one was tough. Like there was a lot of perspective shifting here, and I was playing around with some colors, and there's still a lot of color adjustments that we're gonna have to do because some of it doesn't look quite right. But I'll have to fix all that in post. But yeah, I don't think I would have been able to come up with this composition um, had I tried doing this like a younger version of me. So, just really quick, we want to talk about the art approach to this. It's pretty simple. Here's my thought process on this whole drawing when I was planning it out. I was just like, all right, season one, finite amount of characters. Bad guys will be at the bottom. The good guys will be at the top, right? And I basically drew a line from here to here. This is a nerdy art shit, all right? Okay, so we're talking composition wise. Well, this line exists, but this is the one that I wanted to really focus on here. So you can see it goes all the way from Omnimon, who's up here, all the way through the center of Diaboromon, who's right here, and then down between Taichi and Agumon. So then I wanted emphasis on the champions, so the contrast on their shadows is actually a lot more aggressive than everybody else. There's something that, well, we'll get onto that later. There's something else I might do, but I'll show you guys later. And then to make sure that all the focus is put on the Digidestin, this thing that they're standing on is going to be pure white. Well, I mean, it's going to have like those lines, you know, that come out of the Digivice. Yeah. But everything that like Garurumon right here, see, that's gray, right? Anjumon, that's a gray. Anjuwomon, that's a gray. Different shades of gray. The only thing in this drawing that will be pure white is the white sections on the Digidestin, like Tai's socks, right? Gomamon's bottom part, and this floor. So nerdy composition stuff. The only pure whites are going to be here. This white section here will act as a separator between the bad guys and the good guys. You follow this line, and that's how you sort out the whole drawing. And then, of course, I wanted to have opposing corners. So Omnimon, so the opposite side has to have Diaboromon, and then you have Parrotmon, so the opposite side has to have red Greymon. And then everything else is just fill in the what is it? Fill in the blanks, right? And then what else did you have to take into consideration? Oh, and then the last thing that I had to take into consideration when coming up with the composition for this was basic shit was this is essentially your horizon line right here, but everything else, the further you go up from the horizon line, the more like up that things have to look. So you see, like you're seeing the underneath part. Oh, let's use a different color. Notice all the Digimon, you're seeing them from underneath, right? So the Digidestin are the only ones you're kind of seeing straight on. And then as you go further down, you're seeing them from the top. And then when you get up here to like Magna Angemon, you're almost seeing underneath his chin. That's why when we get up here to Omnimon, you're going to be seeing him from underneath. Those are little things, but they make the drawing so much more appealing. Or like big Agumon here. You're seeing him from underneath. This Koromon right here. Underneath. Same thing with Bodemon. Same thing with Genai. But then, like, when you're closer to the horizon line here, I could draw Monzimon just sideways. Saber Leomon sideways. Anyway. Nerdy shit, right? So for anyone who's ever wondered, like, what goes into like my thought process to these is there's a lot of little things that I think about other than just like you're just gonna shove all the characters in there. Like the Pokemon one just looks like a splat of characters, but this one, like, for Venom Myotismon. These are the little things that will make your drawing a bit more interesting to look at. So, anyway, I just wanted to touch on that because nerdy art shit, and I took a lot of effort to perspective shift all these characters. Does that make sense to everyone? Good. Now we can continue with the drawing. Oh yeah, the Japanese Digimon soundtrack is crazy. But I mean, like, is it nostalgia or is it just crazy that it's good? You know, no. Nostalgia for me is the dub. I watched the sub later, and it's so good. It's just like, you ever listen to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Japanese soundtrack? Oh my god, that shit is so good. Yeah, I used to be a Mega Kabuterimon fan. I was like hardcore fan. Like I didn't buy a lot of like Digimon toys or merch or anything like that. I have an Agumon plushie that I won at a convention. But I do have a Mega Kabuterimon. It's like, I don't know what you would call it. It's a figure, but you can like detach its arms and stuff. From my understanding, all of the versions of Digimon that came out were actually pretty good in regards to being faithful, other than the Western, the US one. Like I know that I think the West is the only one that changed the names of the levels. So you guys know, if you watch the like the Fox Kids one, it goes like, they call it Baby, In Training, Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, Mega. The Japanese one, the Baby is actually called Fresh. It was Fresh, and then oh fuck, I can't remember what the next ones are. Then it goes adult, and then adult, and then fuck. Is it perfect? It goes perfect, and then ultimate. I think the West. I think the US version is the only one that changed the levels, like the level names. Don't quote me on that, but from my understanding, we're the only ones that did that. Because, and again, I don't know if this is true, but what I've always thought was like they changed it. Oh, Randomon's a dude. Well, I guess you could. I guess you could. No, but like, if you think, again, I don't know if this is like why they did it, why they changed the level names in the West, but um, the names that they gave them in the West are a lot more oriented towards like combat. You know, you're like you're in training. Oh, you're a rookie. Oh, you're a champion. You know what I mean? Like it's revolving around combat. But the actual names of the level of the evolution levels are are based around growth. Because you know Digimon used to just be Tamagotchis, right? So anyway, that's all that like fan theory stuff that I'm aware of, but I don't know if any of it's fucking true. Oh, speaking of original, there we go. Had to sneak one in there. Do you know Bandai still sells these at like a normal price? It's like they never stopped manufacturing them. Like you can go to Amazon and get a Digimon Tamagotchi for like $10. I appreciate all the views, everybody. I appreciate y'all keeping me company while we the final session of this project. If my math is right, I'm over 300 hours of work time in this drawing, which is a lot more than I was expecting. My wife's not particularly happy with me. That's not like she doesn't get mad that I'm working a lot because I make a lot with this job, right? But it's just kind of like of course your wife's gonna get mad when you haven't seen her in like 3 weeks, you know, because I've been working. So one of the things I'm looking forward to when this is done is for those who don't know, I'm primarily a traditional artist. There's a lot of traditional work that I've actually been was working on, but then had to pause it when we started working on this. So I want to get back to that, and I want to get back to seeing my family and all that stuff. They have the premium Digivices on Bandai right now. Costs a bit. Drop a link. Black Mist, drop a link. Did I ever make my own Digimon? Of course, everyone kind of thought of something, right? Did anyone watch I didn't watch all of Frontier. Did anyone here watch Frontier? Anyway, that's the one that has Ice Devimon, right? The Christopher Walken Ice Devimon. Frontier sucks. I didn't watch Frontier. I know that it has a banger intro song though. Very, very good intro song. See. Yeah, so Frontier was 4, right? It went Adventure, Adventure 2, Tamers, and then Frontier. God, it's been so long. Let's lock these layers up. Once I lock a folder, that means it's done. Now we just gotta. So I think Diaboromon's the last villain we have to color, and then we can close the book on the villain section. All right, so we're gonna save it. Now keep in mind, look how long it takes to save. Now keep in mind, I have this writing onto an M.2, an onboard M.2. It's a Western Digital Black, so the write speed is really high, with 120 gigs of RAM. Look how long it still takes to save. Don't worry about the black screen. Just doing its thing. To wash away what made Digimon special. Yeah, they don't have partner Digimon in that, right? Because they turn into Digimon. Just Power Rangers of that. Yeah, I thought of doing a Godzilla and monsters one, but again, it's one of those ones where I'm just like, because there's so many different versions, I'm like, I don't know which one, like where I would draw the, like where would I start, where would I finish, you know, like. All right, cool. So now that I saved it, I'm gonna have to back up the files because I don't trust if anything happens. Yeah. So I back anytime I'm working on one of these bigger projects, I back it up onto 3 other hard drives. Cause you never know. You never know. You say it's overkill until you need it, you know, and then. All right, cool. All right, everything's backed up now. We can be more relaxed and start working more freely again. So one of the things that we're gonna do tonight is we'll touch up on all the colors, because when you have this many characters, you're going to mess up some of the colors eventually somewhere, right? So one of the things that I have to make sure to do is so you make sure I didn't mess up coloring sections, but also there's always going to be some pixels that you missed coloring in, just because there's so much going on. It's hard the first time around. So as I go around and we clean up the colors and fill in all the dead pixels, that's when we'll do a little tour where you guys can see all the Digimon in this drawing. So this is season 1, including the adventure movie, the original movie, and the War Games movie. Go ahead and color Diaboromon now. I believe Diaboromon and Omnimon are going to be given red line art, and then everyone else will stick to the traditional black line art. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, so traditionally I like to keep all my line art on one layer. But when I did the Yu-Gi-Oh piece last year, I put all the characters on separate layers, and then on this one I put all the characters on separate layers. I didn't I don't know, I haven't really noticed any benefit yet. Other than like I can do stuff like this where like I want Diaboromon to have red line art, right? So it's gonna be a lot easier to do it if he's on his own layer. But other than that, I don't know. Again, the red line art is a reference to the internet. In the Digimon series, when you go onto the internet, your line art goes red. Oh God, Hercules Kabuterimon. Real talk, real talk. I didn't finish try. But you know what? Like, my wife's a huge Digimon fan. She and I tried to watch Digimon Try when it first came out, but we couldn't figure out its fucking schedule. Like, I didn't know when it was gonna air. Like, I didn't know when they were getting released, because it was, for those who don't remember, it was a really inconsistent schedule that they were bringing those episodes out. And eventually, I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I was like, this is kind of boring to begin with, and then making me wait that long before And then I only recently finally watched the finale, that last movie that came out. Sad part is no matter what happens, no matter what you do, you cannot escape the fact that Matt becomes an astronaut. Like you can't. Ty becomes a suit. You know, like you can't. You can't. All roads lead there, no matter what you do. There's no escaping. I originally had Apocalypse holding a slice of pizza. Because I thought I was going to be really clever. I was like, nah, we're not going to do it. I took it out. I was like, oh, I'm going to be real cute. Rest in peace. Look at everybody these days, right? Anyway, I'm actually very happy with how this drawing came out. For the like I had mentioned earlier, for the longest time I couldn't figure out how I would do a Digimon collage, a masterwork. But I think we nailed it. It's always about composition. That's what it's always about. Basher, what's going on? Welcome everybody. I know it's been a few months since I streamed. As you can see, I've been busy. Very involved with the Digimon TCG. I was asking about that earlier, if anyone here was playing that or has experience with it. Because I have a buddy who he sells Digimon cards. And he was saying that the game is hella good. I think he picked it up. He was playing it. I think it's around the time it came out, in 2021, right? That's the time it came. That's around the time it made it's that's around the year it made its way to the West, right? In my own small. Paint bucket everything. So what has everyone been up to? Oh my god, I cannot speak. Did you know that I'm doing, have you guys heard of intermittent fasting? I'm doing intermittent sleeping. I've been sleeping every other day. I'm serious. I'll pull an all-nighter, and then the next day I'll sleep for like 9 hours, and then I'll just pull another 2-day, another all-nighter, and then the following day I'll go take like an 8 to 10 hour sleep. I wouldn't recommend it. It was fun for like the first couple of days. Once you do it for like 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks, I have like my natural state is like headache. Like that's my natural state right now. But look how pretty the drawing is though, right? I want to give a big thank you to everybody. This is my 10th masterwork that I've done. If you guys don't know what I refer to as masterworks, it's that 800-hour Pokemon drawing with all the Pokemon, and I have the League. So I have Pokemon, League, Overwatch, Rick and Morty, which is retired now, Dragon Ball, Marvel vs. Capcom, Animal Crossing, Berserk, Ninja Turtles, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh wait, this number 11 then? Oh, never mind, this is number 11. I was like, oh, it's my 10th one. No, it's actually number 11. Yeah, anytime I work on these big projects, I like shut down every other section of my life. It is super not a good way to approach a project. The better way, the proper way, in my opinion, would be, hey, I'm gonna work on this, and then you schedule X amount of hours per day, time it out, and then you say, okay, well, based on these calculations, it should be done on this day, right? I don't do that. I'm just like, look, everything else can go fuck itself. I'm gonna get fat. I'm not gonna sleep. You know, I'm gonna have a stroke and get diabetes at the same time. No. Yeah. So, what was I saying? What the fuck was the point of this? Oh yeah, my point is, if you are a creative and you are working on a bigger project and time management is an issue, it's best to make a schedule. And yeah. You think I'd learned that by now after all these years? speaking of TCG, I had mentioned earlier my wife is actually interested in learning how to play the Pokemon TCG, so I bought us some a little starter deck, or it's like the little, was it the Pokemon Academy starter decks? That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. I ain't never touching another Yu-Gi-Oh card in my life. How many characters? I don't know. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that thing where I keep track of the character count. I don't do that shit anymore. A lot. Huh? See, what I was talking about earlier about proofreading the drawing. There's already something on Metal Seadramon that I see that needs to be fixed, color-wise. And it's weird because it's a lot of this. It's so busy. It's so noisy when you're working on a drawing like this with this many characters. It's really, really easy to overlook a super simple problem. That's why you have to take almost a whole day to go back and proofread it. What am I doing? Oh. Okay, so we have the base colors on them, and now we'll just pick some. Just one darker color to shade them in. Did you watch every episode for this? No. So I had some criteria for this one. Basically, if it got scanned with a Digimon analyzer, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like when a new character comes up and it just hits the screen. That's Digitamamon. Fucking egg with a spooky man inside of it, right? If they got scanned, they 100% went into the drawing. But then a lot of the baby Digimon didn't get scanned. I put all them in here, as long as they appeared in season 1. Sorry. I did go. I bought the DVD set, just so I can find some good references. I did go through quite a few of the episodes to find specific references that I need, but I didn't do it the same way I did the Dragon Ball piece, where I intentionally just went through everything. I didn't feel like I needed to, because one, anyone who's ever been hit by the Digimon analyzers, the scanner, they have a database for that online, so that's already there. But also, I fucking like remember everything from Digimon season 1. Like I just remember everything. So yeah. Yeah, and again, we'll go through here after we finish Diaboromon, we'll go ahead and do the spot checking to make sure everything's colored in, and that I'm like not missing any pixels or anything, and that way you guys can see all the characters that are on here, and then we'll go up and finish the megas up top, because everything has to get done eventually. It doesn't matter to me what order we do it in, but if we do it this way, at least you guys can see everyone who's in it first. If I get real quiet, it's because I'm focused. But I could still talk if you have any questions. I can stay focused and talk. Yeah, while I was working on this piece, I like listened to all my music, and now I'm just like so bored because I've listened to everything, like over and over. Now I have to go find more music. Oh, first world problems. Go find more music to steal. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because I travel for work so much, I have I put a one. I'm not using the whole terabyte, but I have a 1 terabyte SD card in my phone, and I just put every song and every live set and every like I put everything on there because I'm just like when I'm traveling, I never know like what I want, like what I want to listen to. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put everything on here. Yeah, 1 terabyte micro SD. Yeah, it's not just SD, micro SD. Yo, what's going on? How's life post Kawaii Con? That's good. Digimon games are way more fun than Pokemon games. So it's been a while since I've played a Digimon game. Digimon World 1, which I haven't played since I was younger, but I was that we were talking about this earlier. I'm that guy who kept getting Numamon no matter what the fuck I did. And then Digimon World 2, once I figured out how that game worked, I was just like, fuck this game. With the DNA digivolving. I haven't played a Digimon game past Digimon World 2 though, honestly. I will be at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Japantown. Yeah, not this weekend, the following weekend. So is that is 420? I did get into Evo, yeah. Very happy about that. Evo is such a fun, high-earning show. And the people who run Evo are good. Like, I go to a lot of shows, and a lot of times the people who run it, not all the time, but a lot of times, they're just hard to deal with. For whatever reason, you know, not whatever reason, for their own individual reasons. But Evo, I've never had that problem. It's just like, yo, what's up? Here's your table. Sweet. You ever finish a Pokemon game in your life because they're boring? Yeah, that is one of the complaints that I think pretty much all Pokemon fans have these days, where every game is just like they're not even trying to do anything new, really. Up until Legends Arceus, but even then, that was just another crafting game, right? Ooh. No yawning, it's too early for that shit. I've said this many times. Pokemon is not supposed to be in 3D. It's just not. X and Y was the start of like the downslope, like the the downslope of Pokemon gameplay quality. Um, Pokemon's not supposed to be in 3D. Until they get that through their head, it's not gonna get any better. Unless they give the team like 3 years of development in between games, and they're not gonna get that. You know, they're not gonna get that. So. You use the main console's abilities on an all-out 2D or 2.5 D main series Pokemon game. Give them 2 years instead of one, and well, no, give them 3 years instead of two, and then I bet you get some fucking bangers. Welcome everybody. That's a lot of viewers. Thank you. Where's everybody from? So I guess we can reset the room, so they say. If anyone here is new, I've been working on this drawing for exactly 2 months now. I haven't been sleeping a lot. Um, I haven't been exercising. I feel and look like shit. But the drawing's really pretty, right? Now I've had a lot of fun doing this piece. Um, and we are going to finish it tonight. We only have a couple of little things to take care of, and then we'll be all set. Um, but yeah, thank you for keeping me company while we work on this. I have clocked well over 300 work hours on this piece, and I didn't think I was going to do one of those 300 hours. I thought this was going to be one of those 100-hour pieces. One maybe 150. Um, no, I went over 300 300 work hours on this like some time ago. I was very very surprised. Which Digimon was the most fun? Original Greymon, the original Bodemon, Koromon, Big Agumon, and original Greymon. Those are the best ones. Those are my favorite. Big Agumon's like my fucking favorite. You know what? We haven't saved it in a while. Let's save it. Okay. This is gonna take about 2 minutes to save, right? You're gonna see it on the screen moving really slow. So I'm gonna go pee while that's doing its thing. I shall be right back. Okay. Still saving? No, finished. All right. We can get back to it. You know why you're getting tired? It's because we listen to this sleepy ass music. Excuse me. But yeah. So the question was, what was the most fun Digimon to draw in this whole project? It was the original Agumon set from the original adventure movie. I love I one the art style in it, but also like he's like an animal, you know. Like he's much that Agumon, that Greymon. There's much more of animal uh, traits than the one you get in the anime. You know, the thought did cross my mind of drawing like 100 Diaboromon on here. You know what I'm talking about? From the movie. Yeah, it had crossed my mind, but I was just like, you know, nah, I'm good. I want to give a big shout out to my patrons. Just because I haven't been on stream to say thank you in a while. I want to You're gonna suggest Yu-Gi-Oh! See, we're on the same. You know what's up? You're gonna suggest Yu-Gi-Oh! Music? Well, that would have been a good suggestion. You know what's up, right? After I finish one of these big projects, do I ever draw those characters again? Not really. Like, in a commission, maybe. Like, I've had people commission me a lot of Dragon Ball characters, and I'll do that because Dragon Ball's easy, right? But once I finish one of these, like, I never go back and draw those characters again. I'm just like, fuck this. So an interesting thing when I do these collages, these big drawings, is I mean, like, depending on the property, like for Pokemon, what I'm about to say isn't very true, but for like Yu-Gi-Oh, for Dragon Ball, they're very true. Where even Digimon, I don't just hop in and start drawing the characters and just, you know, like, I'll actually do some research and a little bit of studying about. So like Yu-Gi-Oh has, for example, Takahiro Kagami does the best looking Yu-Gi-Oh artwork, both in the promotional poster artwork and in the series. He has a couple of books on how to draw hands, and he if you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh and there's like those crazy foreshortened hands where they're just like like that, that's him. That's all him. And every time I do one of these collages, I always end up, I look at the people who are doing my favorite version of that particular series, and I actually learn quite a bit from studying them. And every time I do one of these projects, I will, like, something from them gets stuck in how I draw. Even the Rick and Morty, like, I was studying the character models really hardcore. I decided to go off model when I did the Rick and Morty piece, but when I was doing the studying, I was studying the Rick and Morty models. Hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. And a lot of that sticks with me. And with this one, what's his name? Hosoda. He's the one who did the original Digimon Adventure movie, with Baby Tai and Baby Kari, and he did the War Game movie with Diaboromon and Omnimon. He also went on and did a bunch of other stuff too, but strictly his Digimon work is the best looking Digimon stuff. So, do you guys remember that episode of the anime where Tai and Koromon, after they kill Edamon, well, they didn't kill him, after they shot him and made like a vortex that got thrown back into the real world? Do you remember that episode, how it looks totally different from the rest of the series? Yeah, that's the guy. He did that episode. So I went back and studied a lot of his work, and before going into this drawing, so a lot of the things that I picked up from his style, I try to implement it more so into the Digidestin than the rest of the Digimon here. Um, he's very, very, very minimal line art. He does a lot of how would you say? Um, I don't know how to explain it. You just have to like look. Yeah. Did you have trouble finding reference? Ask every time I look up the summon skull. I can't find the whole body or proper images. Yeah, one of the things that makes looking up references really hard is because Google search sucks now. They used to be really good about finding like really high quality image. Now Google search just like crushes the image size really bad. Yeah, sometimes finding references could be a pain. So anyway, if you look up Hosoda, if you look up that episode, or if you're familiar with that episode or the way the Digimon movie looks, Hosoda is the one who's in charge of making it look that way, and I love that style. And so I just wanted to talk about like when I do these projects, I do have to do a bit of studying before I go into it, or else I won't be able to keep the characters looking at least somewhat on model. Hopefully that shines through, because that's not what my characters normally look like when I draw them. But I studied quite a bit of his work before hopping into this. Anyway. How's it going, everyone? So, what time is it for everyone right now? Because I'm in the U.S. I'm in California, and it is 11 p.m. So 2300. Every time I do one of these, do I feel like I've leveled up? I do. Yeah. In some way. Because like I never cut one mileage wise. For those who don't know what mileage means, as an artist, mileage just refers to how much you're drawing. Mileage could be good, could be bad, it's whatever. Could be meaningless, but anyway, the point is the more you draw, in general, the better you're gonna get. So one, doing these projects is like hella miles. Like that's hella miles, right? Like I mentioned, I do quite a bit of studying of the people who are in charge of, you know, the parts of the animes that I like. Jeez, I'm slurring my words. I haven't been sleeping a lot, and I have been slurring my words for like the past 4 days, so please excuse that. Well, getting close to a stroke probably. uh well, I was gonna say, so there's a, it's like when you study a new artist. So for example, like Art Germ, everyone loves how Art Germ draws eyes. So like you can go study the way he draws eyes, and then you'll take that away with you, and you could do everything else in your style, except you'll have more Art Germ style looking eyes, you know? Or if you like the way someone draws hands, the way they express their characters through drawing hands, you could learn that and apply it to your work. Blah blah blah. You take all these little things, you put it together, and that becomes your style. I find when I do these projects and I study those guys, and I take what I like from them and add it to my style. And yeah, so I do feel like I level up a little bit every time I do one of these projects. Yeah, I have quite a bit of. I do like how the humans in Digimon look unique compared to other anime. Yet the hands and feet are big. No, I like it. The Mickey Mouse hands. It's just part of the style. It looks good. It looks really good, and that's what I'm a fan of. I mean, it's just yeah, like you're saying, generic anime. You know, there's definitely a look. There's a look to modern anime now, and it's hard to find something that will deviate from it. But fuck, what were we talking about? I can't even keep my mind straight. Oh. Oh yeah, okay. So I have quite a bit of other non-convention, non-anime, non-fan art stuff that I've been working on about a year now. Don't really talk about it because I don't really care to mention it until it's done. But I'm bringing it up now because I'm saying this Digimon piece will probably be the last piece of fan art I do, probably for the whole year. And then everything else, I mean, other than commissions, right? You can give me that money, you can give me that money. But yeah, this will probably be the last piece of fan art I do for a hot minute. I have a lot of conventions lined up this year, and this combined with the current set of convention and fan art that I have should be enough to carry me for the rest of the year, where I should be able to, you know, I have the new Berserk piece, you know, I have the Yu-Gi-Oh piece from last year, but I haven't brought it to that many shows, you know. Then now I'll have this Digimon piece. Okay. I'm set, convention wise for a hot minute. So. Anyway, just FYI, this will be the last bit of fan art that you'll be getting from me for a while. This song right here is some core memories. Oh, 8 a.m. over there, huh? Yeah. That's nice. You know, life's been really busy on my end, and I actually don't really get to start my, you know, like my work stuff until later on in the day when I'm already tired. So you just mentioning what time it is for you, I'm like, oh man, it'd be pretty sweet if it was the morning time for me right now. All right, there's Diaboromon. Go ahead and throw that red line art on him, see how he looks. Probably want to go with a darker red. Probably want to lean into a little bit more of the pink area. So, maybe we'll just saturate it all the way. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was like, what if we crank up the saturation? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. There you go. Shut this before I screw something up. Lock that. We're all done there. We can believe we can lock the villain layer now. So we're gonna save it. Takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes for it to save. So we'll chill right here. So now that we're done with the line art and the coloring for the bottom half of the drawing, which is where all the villains are, we're actually gonna go over. We're gonna go do a little tour and look at all the villains that are in the drawing. But as I'm doing that, I'm actually going to be double checking to make sure that I didn't mess up any of the colors, that none of the line art is like, passing each other, you know. Yeah, and then once I'm done with checking all that, then I'll know in my head I can just close the villain section and we're done, like for good, which is pretty sweet. And then after that, we'll do a double check of all the colors and the line art and the pixels on the good guys, which is the top half. And then when that's all done, I could lock all those layers. And then we'll do War, Greymon, Metal Garurumon, Omnimon, then this drawing will be done. I mean, I will be doing some post-production coloring correction and all that, but that's I'll do that on my own time. Why is Yu-Gi-Oh music go so hard? This shit is so good, dude. Like, oh my god. This shit is so good. This is the soundtrack to Weevil's death. Alright, so when I'm working on these big projects with a lot of characters, the easiest way to double check to make sure you didn't fuck up any like pixels or miss anything is to just throw up like a really bright highlight background, preferably something that your your characters don't have in their color scheme. So this color should be pretty safe. Then just zoom in, and then I'll make a I have a layer here called Master Drop Fill. That's just my wording for it. It's basically a layer that I put underneath all the other layers. And if I find like an empty pixel, that will allow me to kind of just go in with usually black will be what I use. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I've been good. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who's coming through today. Just saying hi. Checking what I've been up to. This has been my whole life. Oh, did I already hit this with a drop bell though? No. You see just little stuff like that. I'm just gonna wipe that out. See, little things like that. You could leave them like, could leave stuff like that. It wouldn't be a huge deal. The only thing is that, you know, I sell prints of these, and I sell pretty large prints of these, and if something like that was left, you'd probably be able to see it on the print. And I didn't put in all this work to get lazy about, you know, the easiest part, which is cleaning it up. See, like these dots up here, I have that fill layer on the very bottom, just black. I could go with the color, so I do just black. There you go. Especially edges like that, tight edges. Oh no, we've gone into the dub music. You collected the cards. Yo, going on? What are you saying? You used to collect Digimon cards? In case anyone is wondering where I've been, there you go. There's your answer. So what we're doing right now is cleaning up the coloring, making sure everything is kind of where it needs to be. See this right here? What a mess down here. Yeah, man, I've been pretty inactive on social media these days. Kind of just kind of I've been doing a lot of other stuff. But no, I've been good. I was doing a lot of traditional art projects, but then I decided to do this, and then my life came to a fucking halt. It's been like, this is you know how it gets when I do these? This has just consumed my, like, every waking bit of my life for like about a month and a half now. Yeah. What about you, man? What's going on with you? Oh, God. It has entered the dub music part of the playlist. Okay, there's some coloring on Metal Seedramon that I remember I saw that needs a little attention. Right here? Oh, no, that's right. I can tell I'm starting to get a little tired, so I will do the color corrections and all that fill in stuff later on my own time when I do the color editing. So we're gonna go ahead and flip around because we need to do Metal Garurumon, War Greymon, and Omnimon. Like I had mentioned earlier, I had a version of this. I'm gonna save it. I had a version of this where I had these three done already, like the line art to them, but I actually didn't like how they looked. I did that thing where they were really big, where there was more like a background, and they didn't exist in the same like space. I don't like how that looked, so I'm actually gonna redraw them a little smaller. What'd you see on Devimon? Did I mess something up on the coloring? We'll take a look. Once this is done saving, taking its sweet time. One thing I'm really looking forward to when this drawing is done, getting back in the gym. I was doing really, really, really well up until about 5 weeks ago when I turned this thing into my full-time life, full-time job. Well, looks fine to me. Plus it's Devimon. Who gives a shit about him? Now if it was that Christopher Walken Ice Devimon though. No. It's the perspective that you're looking at it from, that's why. Well, it's the perspective I set it at. If you were looking at him straight on, then the mouth would be lower. But if you're looking at it from the perspective from underneath, the mouth would be higher. All I'm telling you is it's fine where it's at, and I ain't gonna change it, so it doesn't even matter. I think it looks fine where it's at, and even if it didn't, I ain't changing it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's do... Go on to the Mega... Or as the Japanese call it, Ultimate. This be behind or in front of Magna Anjumon's wings? Probably in front. No, I'm not actually being size accurate with this. It's more about what's gonna make the composition look. Cause like Jedi is not 900 feet tall. but I have. Nah, no. The only size accurate thing would probably be the Digidestin and their Digimon in the center, but everything else, I'm just sizing them to fit the composition. Does young Jedi appear in season 1? I think he does, right? He does for a little bit. That's when Piedmon sticks that fucking little black ball in his back. In which case, I do need to add young Jedi. I don't know why, in my head, I remember him only appearing in 02. But I could be wrong. Yeah, because I remember Piedmon stuck that thing in his back, which means it must be in season 1. Fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi over here. Well, we have a lot of space to work with over here. Just put him in somewhere. Probably right. Probably right here. Back to back. Young Jedi. I'm checking right now. Just gotta Google Jedi versus Piedmon, and then we'll see if it shows his face. And if my memory serves right, you could see him, because he charges after him with like a sword or something, right? Okay. Piedmon breaks some glass. Tags, steals. Oh, he does show up. Okay. He has his hood. He's chasing after Piedmon with a big old stick. Oh, it's a sword. And the Mechanorimon. Okay. So then Jedi jacks a Mechanorimon and GTA's his way out of there. Okay. Well, luckily there's a lot of good reference pictures of him. Malcolm, what's going on? What have you been keeping busy with? Thank you. I mean, it ain't the digi-rap though. You want to talk about memories? You know, about flying PNG images, stock PNG images of Digimon. Ooh, just flying around. Wonder why Jedi stopped cosplaying as a Jedi. We'll have him behind. Hold. I'm unfamiliar with this Jedi design. I have a couple of reference pictures pulled up. Now I know in Try, there's a Dark Jedi story. But like I said, I didn't finish Try, and I have no. Like, I haven't even bothered to try and listen to somebody explain what happens in Try. Like, that's how uninterested I am in it. It's a little lower. Yo, Exo, what's up? His forehead's supposed to be bigger. How I've been? I've been okay. Really tired. Like I was mentioning earlier, I've only been sleeping like every other day, so I can get this done. How's everything going with I mean, you got hella shit going on now. I'm trying to get this desk mat design done. I wanted it done by today. Got way tired. Why you're trying to get it done for today for a specific, like trying to have it in hand by a specific date? Is that what it is? Like a deadline? Well, I gotta blow my nose. Jeez. Wow, that's pretty good. Because how much you sell the standees for? I think another thing that's really slowing me down is just fatigue. Not tonight specifically, I'm talking about in general with this project. Hmm. Let's fix his posture a little bit. Needs to be standing like upright with old Jedi. Can't have him like at an angle. Yeah, family will do that. Ugh. Oh, that's gonna make a tangent. That's why this is hard. I'm trying to avoid making a tangent right there. I think that'll work. So cool to see a lot of people in here while we work on this unexpected little side quest here, having to add in young Jedi. But it's not a big deal. No, it's good. Yeah, I had thought about it, but for some reason I thought that young Jedi didn't appear in the first season. I don't know why. It's because it's just that he's only on screen for what is that? A couple of seconds from that one flashback. That's a gray one. Yeah, we don't want to miss anything, so it's okay. I'm gonna save it and then have to back up the file. Also, I must mention that if you are, if you're a fan of the way this is looking, and maybe you wanted to pick up a print of it, the discounted pre-orders are linked right there. I mean, you can see what the drawing is gonna look like. Anyway, yeah. So the discounted pre-order prices are going to be like that for a week, and then after that they'll go up to their normal online prices, and then everything gets shipped out on the first of the month. In what's it? May. Like, what the fuck month are we in? Also, it's my birthday in a couple of days, so my best birthday gift is going to be, I'm just gonna be so happy that it's gonna be done. My wife was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was just like, "I just want my fucking freedom back." Oh, thanks, man. I started it like almost exactly 2 months ago, but the first month I was only working on it on and off. It wasn't until like 4 or 5 weeks ago I went like super hardcore on it, and I've just been working on it nonstop since. I've clocked over 300 hours on it, well over three. I have to do the math. I have to count up all the time though. Yeah, there's still actually quite a bit of color correcting that I'll be doing. Um, and it will be up against a black background, not a white background. So uh, maybe not pitch black, maybe like a really dark lavender or a really dark purple rather. But anyway, my point is it's not going to be up against a white background. So when you put it up against a dark background, then do the color corrections, it's going to look so good. But right now it's just kind of like everything's kind of where it needs to be. So yeah, it's like I put all the colors where they need to be, so that when I do the color correcting, they'll probably look much better. And I do my best to just color pick um, from existing characters rather than coming up with new colors for everything. So like I can use like Joe's sweater is close enough to Jedi's uh fucking Jedi garb, right? Like it's close enough. I know. Yeah, that's where I've been. Where I vanished to. It's all good though. You know, this is one of those things where I'm just like, this is gonna be one of those forever evergreen drawings, you know, like the Yu-Gi-Oh. I talked about it before, um, where the difference between something like the Pokemon that always the Pokemon drawing, which is always going to need some kind of updating in order to stay relevant. You know, like Digimon, especially season 1, and then like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like those kinds of drawings that I did, those are going to last forever. Like I don't have to worry about them like ever again. I don't like the way I'm getting like this tangent right here. I'm referring to this right here. See, you're following, you could follow Jenai's hair, and then it kind of just, it gets cut off, but it looks like it can, you can't tell right here if that's the front of young Jenai's shirt or the edge of his ponytail, right? So that just doesn't look good. You don't want to do that. You don't want to keep stuff like that. So the solution is going to have to be push old Jenai's hair to the right a little bit. Do you do reprints? What do you mean, do I do reprints? Oh my god. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Once I run out of stock, I just buy more. I just get a refill, yeah. I know there's some people who do limited runs of prints. I'll do that shit. There you go. Oh, almost. Let me just pull a random yellow off of somebody. Yeah, yeah, Exo for sure. Well, I mean, so that's the idea is like, you know, it seems like a lot of time right now, but I could take so this Digimon drawing, like my current set of artwork that I make, specifically the artwork I make for conventions. You know, a lot of the artwork, the fan art I make is specifically to sell it at shows. They're designed to be that way. I could take this Digimon drawing because now it's in a time. It's in a definitive like a time frame of the anime, right? Of the franchise. So season 1 of Digimon Adventure. I could leave this artwork exactly as it is, as a poster, and for the next like 20 years, I could just still sell it. Like it's never gonna go out of style. So it seems like a lot of work now, but in the decades to come, the years to come, and I go to these shows and I have it with me, it's gonna be good forever. I'm never gonna have to worry about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's hella work. It sucks. Right now, got me slurring, but that's worth it. Like that Yu-Gi-Oh one, I'll be able to sell that forever. Like Yu-Gi-Oh's not going anywhere for a long time. You know, that worked out. I actually really like how that came out. Adding him back there. That's really sick. I actually like how that came out. That's really sick. Okay, for realsies. So I'm gonna save it, and then I have to back up the file. See, I save it very frequently, and I back up the files very frequently because when you're working on these big projects, they're very susceptible to crashing. Just because I don't know. It's just well, it's a huge file. The file itself is like 1.5 gig right now. It's 14,500 by 22,000. So yeah, I got a lot of data there. Anyway, we're gonna let it save, and then I'll back up the files. But I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I shall return. Okay. So young Jedi is all taken care of. He's in there. No issues. What we got? Oh yeah. I was like, what are we doing? That's right. The big guys. Uh-oh. Big ol' yawn. I think we can lock this now. I think all the side colors of all the ultimates are done too. Yes. I think I'll have them sitting behind Magna Anjuman instead of in front. I was thinking behind. Yeah. Makes you want to watch the Digimon movie. At least listen to the soundtrack, man. That soundtrack is so good. We were talking about it earlier. I'll say it again. Despite how you feel about that movie, is there a version of the Digimon movie that doesn't have the what's her name? Angela Anaconda, is that her name? I didn't watch that show, but from my understanding, you know how there's that section in the front of the movie where she's in the movie theater with like her buddies and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna watch the Digimon movie." Did you know that's part of the runtime of the movie? So technically, that's part of the movie. It's counted in the runtime. So, I mean, Toxic, what's going on? But okay, anyway, if that's part of the actual run, if it's considered as part of the movie run, you should not be able to find a version of Digimon the movie that doesn't have that in the front. Then I've been meaning to try to pirate it. No, like for real, just real talk. I haven't done it because I have the Digimon movie DVD, but it's at my parents' house. If I pirate it, is it gonna have that skit at the beginning, or is it? Yeah. Look, it's like a video game ROM. If I bought the original game, I can buy the ROM. Like, I didn't watch the Digimon Tamers movie. I remember I had seen like screen caps of it on the internet way back in the day. Um, and that was one of the movies I never watched. I know Omnimon's in it. Who here watched Revenge of Diaboromon? I feel like ain't nobody ever seen that movie. But that's like that's like the best looking Digimon movie. I'm like, oh, you know what? No, the the O2 movie, the Digimentals, that one looks really good. Damn it! I have to readjust the shoulder because he has something coming out of the shoulder pad right here, right? It's gonna get in his face. I gotta readjust this one. Why is Digimon cool? You've rarely seen a card, so you don't know anything. So first question is why is Digimon cool? Um, it's just a fun it's just a fun concept. So for those who don't know, the original Digimon was a Tamagotchi. You guys know what a Tamagotchi is? Yeah, a nano pet. Yeah, that's what Digimon was one of those, except you could raise them to battle each other, and that was a really cool concept back then because we didn't have you didn't have Pokemon Go back then, right? So there's a lot of aspects to there's raising a Digimon. In terms of the anime, it's really cool because it's an adventure. It's like you get like a companion, and then they just get strong. I don't know, the designs are cool, you know. I know that they took a lot of inspiration from what was considered very boy oriented things. So like Marvel, like Western comic stuff. That's why a lot of Digimon are buff. That's why a lot of Digimon have like abs. And that's why if you look at a lot of the old original Digimon artwork, it looks very Western. It's very scratchy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of spot blacks on them, a lot of veins. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew. There's a lot of supposedly there's a lot of inspiration taken from Western comic designs. That's why all the Digimon are buff. Um, I I don't know. I think it's just cool. Worst Digimon design? I don't know. It's hard for me to think of a bad Digimon design. You know, because like Digimon, it's one of those things where I'd argue Digimon takes itself less seriously than Pokemon. Do you know what I mean? Like I know that there's lore with like homeostasis and like divine beasts and all that stuff, but Digimon themselves they're fucking stupid. Like they can just be whatever, right? So like you can have a Numamon, or you could have a Numamon piloting a big old bear and call it Monzimon, and it's just like, yeah, whatever the fuck. What does he do? He throws poop, you know. So it's hard to like, it's hard to criticize like design wise what's bad because Sukamon, he's just a pile of poop who throws poop at you. But you're like, yeah, that's kind of cool, right? Um, design wise, I don't know. They're fucking cool, dude. Mushmon. The mushroom. Well, if there's anybody, I don't know. Okay, do you know what style of design I don't like? I don't like the antibody, like just the general look of the antibody Digimon. And I get it, that's just kind of like an archetype. Like they all have that kind of you know what I'm talking about? Like they all have that particular look, but it's specific to the antibodies. And y'all can keep them because I don't like it. it's just like they took the designs that worked and then just made them really jagged and then gave them like guns and shit. Like I remember when Pal World first came out and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's Pokemon with guns." And I was just like, "Nah, it's just Digimon with fewer guns. That's what it is." Ow. Yeah, Greymon's one of those evolution lines where I'm just tired of it. Like I get it. I get it. It's cool. For those who don't know, there are a lot, like for those who don't really follow Digimon outside of the main anime. So the way Digivolving works, for anyone who's not really familiar, is you know how in the show it'll go like every Digimon, like you think that every Botamon is gonna turn into a Koromon, right? And then every Koromon's gonna turn to an Agumon. Oops. But it actually like it always like branches off, and then whoever it turns into, that'll branch off, depending on how you raise them, and then that could, like it's fucked up. Yeah, it's like. Greymon is both the Pikachu and the Charizard. No, but that's how it is. Like, it's literally drawn out in trees like that because you could, depending on how a Digimon is raised, it'll determine like what they'll turn into. That's why we were talking about Digimon World 1 on the PlayStation. It has a limited number of Digimon in it, but depending on like how you raise them, depending on their stat, whether you go clean up their poop, they could turn into different things. One of my favorite, just like looks, is Greymon without the destroyers on his arms. So like in the War Game movie, Diaboromon breaks off one of the was he Diaboromon or was he still Infamon during? Anyway, when they're fighting on the internet, right? He busts off War Greymon's destroyers on his arms, and he's just got like big old fists. And I actually think that looks cooler than the big old destroyers on his arm. Yo, we're folks with that Monster Rancher though. Oh, thanks for the follow. Was it a web wrecker? Was that his missile, or was that his hand when he would extend his hand and smack you? No, I think web wrecker is the missile. I appreciate all the views, everyone. This is a very weird time to stream for me. Friday nights are usually very slow. Thank you for the follow. This needs to go down low. So one of the downsides to working these crazy long hours while doing this project is um I'm very much like, nah, you can't see it on the camera, but I'm holding the same position for like hours, and my shoulder is like, one of my shoulders is fucked up. Well, they're both fucked up, but one of them is messed up because I have it sitting on a little keypad uh to hotkey all my stuff. And anyway, I'm I'm just fucked up right now, and I'm really tired, and I haven't been sleeping a lot, and I'm just trying to get this done. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. in case I, in case I don't think you guys realize how like fucked up I am right now from working on this. Uh, oh, okay, I see, I see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Also, sometimes Twitch is weird about what it recommends when it doesn't recommend. Now, this is my first time back on stream in, I don't know, months. So, uh, I don't know if Twitch is just like, all right, man, we'll give you one more chance. Here's all these people. Don't fuck it up. you know. Well, there's only so much you can do. Um, One, I'm at a standing desk to like the Cintiq could only, I shift the Cintiq around so I can at least move around a little bit. Um, but there's only so much you could do when you're drawing for that many hours, like nonstop. It's just part of it. Now on since we'll into the business of art, since like normally I'm in the gym every day, and one of the reasons I could pull off doing these crazy projects, and really it is like abusing my body, is because I enter these projects pretty good shape. And then when I start working on the projects, I kind of stop going to the gym. I stop taking care of myself until the project is done. It's not a big deal, you know. Um, but man, if I wasn't like strong and healthy going into the project, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think about like my art colleagues who are sitting at a desk, shrimping when they're like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, you know what I'm talking about? Uh, and sometimes I wonder, like, uh, so if you're like that, how do you take care of yourself? Like, um, I mean, how do you prevent from taking damage? You're like, that's my secret. I just take damage. Oh, stretches. Okay. Oh, taking breaks. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, like I said, on my normal schedule, when I do make time for daily gym, it's not a big deal. It keeps my body together during normal work. But man, these projects, I'm only bringing this up because I'm like, man, as I get older, like this was really hard to pull this many hours and on this project. When I was younger, like that Dragon Ball drawing, shit, like that was like 11 draw hours a day on top of like the conventions, on top of everything else that I had going on that we all have going on in regular life. Yeah, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, man, could I even do that again? Like physically, could I even do that again? And then by the time One Piece comes out and I decide I want to do that, how old am I gonna be? You know what I mean? Like shit. Yeah, I was doing really like remember I told you I went hardcore on this drawing about like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I haven't been to the gym since. But prior to that, man, I was doing really well. I was back in what was I down like 20, 21 pounds. Um yeah, everything was just going proper again. Like I hadn't lost any strength. That was very lucky. I hadn't lost any strength on any of my exercises. Uh and I was just right on track. And then next thing you know, yo, I'm gonna crank up the Cintiq real quick. This is, and then I've just been here ever since. Yeah, I just have bad habits. Specifically, is this still saving? Yeah. No, specifically when I'm doing these projects. Any other time, it's not a big deal. I always make time to go. Um, unless my wife has cancer, in which case I get a year off from the gym. Like, leave me alone. I get a year off from the gym. No, yeah, I just have well, like when I work on a big project like this, I have a really bad habit. I wouldn't recommend it. Like where I'm just like, this is all that matters. Fuck everything else. Horrible. And you think I would have learned by now? All right, we're safe. No, 30 is good. You start gaining your man strength when you're 30. So here's definitely one thing I've noticed about as I'm getting older. Like if for some reason I'm not in the gym consistently for whatever the fucking reason, usually because of work. Um, and then I go back, I tend to retain a lot more of my strength than I used to. Like in my 20s, even when I was doing powerlifting, um, it was just like, man, if I missed a couple sessions, I could tell like my numbers would be off. But now that I'm getting older, I'm just like strong all the time. They call that old man strength. Hey, Lizard, what's going on? Yeah, no, everything. Yeah, everything with that is going well. Uh, yeah, one of the reasons I haven't been streaming is just trying to situate everything. You guys remember how chaotic it was last year? Yeah, so we're still like situating everything, but like things are good now. Things are going well. Um, oh, you know what it is? I'm like, what else have I been doing with my time? Finding a place because we're moving. We were gonna move last year, but all this stuff. But yeah, now that we're good enough so that moving out of here end of the year, and I've been looking for places. I was like, what the fuck have I been doing with my time otherwise? Oh, I've been looking for places to live. I don't know what that is. Cosplay. I know what a cosplay is. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's some internet thing. Okay. I still don't know who that. You can keep throwing all these descriptions out, and my answer is going to be the same. Have you seen Back to the Future? I don't know what that is. It's got Marty McFly. It's got a DeLorean. Hey, you, get your damn hands off her. You know what I mean? That's guy on the internet. Okay, that's pretty accurate. That's the best way to describe it. Because then I'll be like, oh, okay. How do I want to do it? No, I just don't know him. Yeah, it's not a memory thing. Although my memory is bad. No, I just don't know him in general. So you think you're an outlier in terms of how fast you got good, or all hidden massive work? What? You asking me, or you talking to someone in the chat that I wasn't paying attention to? Have I decided what state yet? No, not really. Yeah, Exo, just we're kind of open to anything, really. Um, why would anyone be intimidated by another artist? I don't get that. You could be a fan. I understand being a fan of another artist. You know, you're like, oh shit, that shit is hella good. You know, it's like, I went to go to some people's workshops. You know, just um, intimidated. That's a fascinating thing. I don't really see why. I mean, we've looked at places like we've looked at. I think we've looked everywhere. And we're open to anything. So right, that's one of the reasons it's taking so long that I'm looking is because I'm just like we're open to everything. Oh, I see what you're saying. Um, no. I always I I've described this before. Like if you look at my artwork when I started drawing, so you look at the 2012s, 2013s stuff, it's really bad. But what I've always described to people was, and I've said it here many times during our fucking study streams, is that uh, because I was an adult, I was mentally mature, kind of. Um, so I was I don't know, like when it came time to studying, when it came time to practicing, I was able to focus and like I know what works for me in regards to studying. You know, I show you guys how I take Cornell notes, right? Remember we went over that? So when it comes to how I practice, I don't know, I don't get distracted that easily, you know. I'm a little bit wiser than someone who would be like, "Oh, I'm trying to learn how to draw," and I'm like 19, and I'm like, "Man, if I was trying to do anything at like 16 to 19, I'd have fucked it up because I was so stupid." So it's more like whatever progress I have just comes from I know what works for me when it comes to learning. I know how to take notes. I know how to block out distractions. I'm not worried about things like, for example, like quote quote imposter syndrome. You know, people are so a lot of artists, especially who spend too much time online, they're worried about that kind of bullshit. And I'm just over here like I'm just gonna I want to learn how to draw hands today. Oh, I'm just gonna fucking learn how to draw hands. You know what I mean? So I don't think the rate that I learned was exceptionally fast. Honestly, I just think that the people who are really good, who do progress fast, don't don't really broadcast their stuff. They're not online. You know, they're not on social media. The loudest people that you find online are the ones who are complaining about evolving too slowly, or the ones who are complaining about like worrying about what other artists are doing. And, you know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate that, but I actually don't think that I progressed exceptionally fast. Um, I think I progressed at a good rate, a very on spot rate. I think I progressed a proper amount every year, but I don't think anything was exceptional. Yeah, I'm gonna be super straightforward right now. What's the word? Based? Is that what y'all say now? Like I'm just real talk. Like um, when artists say stuff like they have imposter syndrome, or when people are like they use phrases or terms like oh, I want to do, or here's something that I heard. They're like, oh, I want to do a convention, but I'm too much of I'm actually an introvert. You know, they say stuff like that. I'm just like, are you saying this stuff because you read it somewhere? And like, have you ever shook a magic 8 ball? You ask it a question, and no matter what it says, it's gonna fit because it's so generic, and you're applying something to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you hang out with enough of these art groups. You know, I make YouTube videos, so I fucking am around a lot of these people. And it's like if nobody was whispering that, not whispering it, if you weren't putting that up to your ear so they could whisper into your brain, you probably wouldn't think about any of this stuff. You would just sit there and draw. For real, no cap. You know, like um so I feel like a lot of artists that I come across who are super like not confident, or like they're dealing with something, it's because it's like an idea that was put into them by somebody else, because you're in these art groups and they're just like, It's this and that, it's this and that." I'm like, I just I don't know. You just fucking draw your picture. Yeah, you just fucking draw your picture. Find If you want somebody to review it, find somebody who's not like uh uh a 15-year-old trying to sell you some life lessons. Go to like an art teacher. They'll tell you what's up, fix it, and then woo. It's not that hard. Like, I, I'm totally zoned out now. By the way, see, this is why I never streamed this project, because look how little we've gotten done in like 4 hours. we got we did Diaboromon. That's all we got done. Even though Diaboromon looks good, but nature. Look at this. It's not even. Yeah. By the time this is all done and like color corrected and everything, and have the background in, oh, dude, it sucks. I'm not gonna have it in time for Level Up Expo though, for sure. Like I'll have it done in time for Level Up. I won't have the prints in hand in time for Level Up Expo. We'll see how Level Up is this year at the new convention center. We'll see how that goes. Do you know anyone who did SakuraCon this year? I do. And she did really bad. Oh, Lizard, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I know one person who did it. Actually, I know two people who did it. Who sold their artwork at SakuraCon. I only talked to one of them, and she did really bad. And the other dude, I have to talk to him, but I have no interest in like talking to him. I would like to just hit him up and be like, "Hey, how'd you do? Cool." Uh, but he's gonna want to have a whole conversation. I don't want to do all that. Fucking Miss Swan, I'll tell you everything. Shit. I don't know what hall she was in. It was good. Emerald City Comic Con was good. So if I'm gonna only have one Seattle show a year, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm just gonna do Emerald City. Fuck Sakura Con, dude. San Francisco Con next weekend. I don't know what you're talking about. Next weekend I will be in the Japantown Mall in San Francisco during the Cherry Blossom Festival. It's just a little booth inside the mall. you sell original commission art, you still retain the rights to sell prints of it? Yes. But as a courtesy, that's something that you would want to tell the person. Because while it's within your right to do it, it's just not cool. Because there are a lot of people, if they get a commission done, I've come across people early on in my career. I tried to make, I would do a commission and I would want to make playmats out of it. You'd be surprised how many clients are just like, no, that's, I wanted you to make that for me, you know, which is fair. So it's within your rights to say, all right, cool, I'm gonna do it anyway. But I mean, wow, we did not get shit done in this 4 hours. Um, okay, well, see, this is why I don't stream these projects anymore. That's why we used to have those silent streams. Because man, when we're talking, man, I have too much fun. I get shit done. Um, so I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. Anyway, you guys, you get the gist of what this is gonna look like when it's like fully done. I guarantee you, once I'm off this stream, I'm gonna finish like this whole goddamn thing in like an hour and a half. Watch. Yeah, if a client commissions me, they hire me to do something, I just am assuming that that drawing is not going anywhere beyond being mailed to them. That's it. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll be here for a couple more minutes. You guys have any questions? Okay. This was actually, let's do a little tour. All right, let's do a little close-up tour of it before anything, before we head out or anything. Okay. This will start here. Someone was asking about the side characters. Big thanks for that, young Jedi heads up. I gave Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon their the outfits that they stole when they were out on the town. You headed out? All right, Toxic, thanks for coming through. Yeah, I still have to do their eyes. I can get all that done tonight. I think we went over all these guys earlier. But anyway, yeah, this drawing was a lot of fun. It took way longer than I expected. And I'm still not done technically, but now once I get off stream and I'm not distracted, I could crank up the music and I'll get this done in probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I want to thank you all for hanging out. Um, this is, like I said, this is probably the last bit of fan art I'm going to do for a while. We have a lot of traditional art lined up for the year. So, those two pigs, they don't digivolve into anything. Those are little jokes that TK. Anyway, if you go rewatch the show, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I will definitely be back on sometime. Yeah. I'll sort out everything when this drawing is done and I do my taxes and oh shit, I gotta do my tax. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Okay. Oh yeah, and hang out on my socials, on my Instagram if you want to see what this full drawing looks like when it's done. I'll be posting it up later.